We all chase success, don't we? The prize, the affirmation, the upward climb. We're told it's the pinnacle, the ultimate goal. But what if I told you that the most profound lessons, the most significant transformations, don't occur on the sunlit peaks of achievement, but in the desolate valleys of failure? What if rock bottom, that place we desperately avoid, is not an ending, but a brutal, yet undeniably potent beginning? Before we begin, as usual, don't expect comfort. I'm not here to make you comfortable. I'm here to tell you the hard truth. This isn't about making you feel good. It's about waking you up. Because failure isn't just a detour, it's the furnace. The place where illusions burn, where great destinies are forged, and where the real work begins. Rock bottom isn't the enemy. It's the invitation to stop performing, to stop pretending, and to finally start becoming. You live in a society obsessed with winning. From the earliest age, you're conditioned to see failure as a flaw, a weakness, a testament to your inadequacy. You fear it, you hide it, you rationalize it away. But this fear, this relentless pursuit of an unblemished record, often blinds you to the raw, unvarnished truth that failure, in its purest form, is not an adversary. It is a forge into becoming. Consider the words of Friedrich Nietzsche, who famously declared, "That which does not kill you makes you stronger." A stark, uncompromising assertion, isn't it? Nietzsche understood that true strength isn't cultivated in comfort, but forged in the fires of adversity. Success, in its intoxicating glow, can hush you into complacency, reinforcing existing patterns, even flawed ones. It feeds you gentle lies of, "You've made it, you're good enough." But failure rips away the facade. It exposes the cracks in our foundation, the weaknesses in our strategy, the delusions in our self-perception. Have you ever truly confronted the discomfort of your own shortcomings? Or have you consistently sought the path of least resistance? Let that question sink in, because it is in that discomfort, that brutal honesty, that growth truly begins. Make this affirmation in the comment: I acknowledge my aversion to failure. I am willing to examine its lessons. Joseph Campbell, in his exploration of the hero's journey, spoke of the belly of the whale, a period of intense darkness and transformation. This is rock bottom. It's the moment the hero is stripped of all illusions, forced to confront their deepest fears and inadequacies. It's not a pleasant place. It's claustrophobic, terrifying, and often profoundly lonely. But it is precisely in this rock bottom that the seeds of genuine transformation are planted. You cannot ascend until you have first descended. You cannot rebuild until you have first acknowledged the ruins. Think of J.K. Rowling, a single mother living on state benefits, her manuscript rejected countless times. Her rock bottom was not just financial hardship, but the crushing weight of artistic rejection, the constant questioning of her own talent and worth. Yet it was in that crucible of despair that she honed her craft, strengthened her resolve, and ultimately birthed a phenomenon in Harry Potter. Success, had it come easily, might have denied her the depth of character, the resilience that those rejections forced her to cultivate. Let me ask you a question. What illusions about yourself or your capabilities has success allowed you to maintain? And what realities has failure brutally exposed? The answers, if you dare to seek them, will be uncomfortable. But they are also liberating. Make this affirmation with me. I accept the uncomfortable truths revealed by struggle. I embrace the opportunity for deeper understanding. Carl Jung, the profound explorer of the human psyche, understood the necessity of confronting our shadows. He recognized that true integration, true individuation, often demands a descent into the unconscious, a grappling with the darker, unacknowledged aspects of ourselves. Rock bottom is a forced journey into that shadow. It strips away the ego's defenses, shattering the carefully constructed narratives you tell yourself. It compels you to see yourself not as you wish to be seen, but as you truly are, flaws and all. And only then, from that place of radical honesty, can genuine growth emerge. Success often reinforces your existing ego, inflating it, making you less likely to question your assumptions. You become rigid, resistant to new perspectives. Failure, on the other hand, shatters that rigidity. It forces a radical self-assessment. It demands humility. It asks you in no uncertain terms, what now? Who are you? Without the accolades, without the comfort, without the easy wins. Are you more invested in maintaining a comfortable self-image or in pursuing the rigorous, often painful path of authentic self-discovery? Your answer will dictate the depth of your future transformation. Let's look closer at success itself. We idolize it, but few examine its psychological fallout. When success comes quickly or without commensurate struggle, it often acts as a veil, separating you from reality. It creates a feedback loop of false confidence, a belief that the method that worked once is the only method, and that you are inherently superior. This is the peril. Success can make you lazy in your thinking, rigid in your strategies, and tragically, deaf to criticism. Why change when the evidence of your bank account or your accolades tells you that you are right? You stop innovating, not because you can't, but because you don't have to. You become a prisoner of your own past glory. Let me ask you another question. Is your current success a genuine reflection of your adaptive strength, or merely a comfortable rut that demands you keep running the same worn-out race? Success, in this context, is a subtle corrosion of the soul. It makes you a victim of the present, because you are terrified of anything that might compromise your past achievements. Write this affirmation in the comment. I recognize the tyranny of past successes. I remain open to radical new perspectives. Nietzsche called for humanity to become self-overcomers, to create their own values where tradition or comfort failed. But self-overcoming requires conflict. It requires the constant, ruthless application of the hammer. Success often removes the hammer, replacing it with a cushion. Consider his concept of the eternal recurrence, the terrifying thought that you might have to live this exact life, with all its joys and all its failures, over and over again for eternity. Would the life you are living now, in this moment of comfort or complacency, be a life you would will to repeat forever? Success often makes you complacent enough to answer yes, even if that life lacks depth, courage, or authentic meaning. Failure, especially rock bottom, shoves the weight of that question onto your shoulders. It demands a reckoning, a choice to create a life worthy of eternally recurring. If you knew this moment was the one you'd live countless times, would you tolerate your current self-deceptions, or would you immediately begin the difficult work of self-reconstruction? The profound difference lies in this. Success whispers that you are already complete. Failure screams that you must become. When everything is stripped away, status, possessions, relationships, the very narrative of who you are left with nothing. This is not just loss, it is a gift. It is the space required for true clarity. In this void, you can finally distinguish between what you value and what you were merely conditioned to desire. The noise of external expectation, the relentless pressure to achieve, to perform, to conform, finally fades. Rock bottom is the only place quiet enough for you to hear your own, often neglected, inner voice. Here's another question. If you lost every external marker of success tomorrow, what essential thing about you would remain intact, and is that essential thing currently driving your decisions? This is the moment where true priorities are forged, not chosen casually. When you have nothing left to lose, you discover what you truly cannot afford to compromise. This is the existential courage that success rarely cultivates. Jung's work on the shadow is particularly relevant here. The shadow contains all the repressed, unacknowledged aspects of yourself, the unexpressed potential and creativity. Success allows you to project a perfect, curated persona, effectively sealing the shadow away, making you fragile and incomplete. Rock bottom, however, forces an integration with this shadow. You are often confronted with your own failures, your pettiness, your capacity for mistakes. This confrontation is terrifying, but it is the only path to true wholeness. The journey out of the pit demands you utilize all your resources, the light and the dark, the conscious and the unconscious. What essential truth about your own flawed nature are you avoiding, and what power is locked away by that avoidance? The person who has faced their personal demons in the dark is far more formidable than the one who believes they have none. Failure does not diminish you, it completes you. Let us consider the profound insights of Viktor Frankl, a man who faced the ultimate rock bottom in the concentration camps of World War II. Stripped of everything, his family, his dignity, his freedom, Frankl discovered that even in the most unbearable suffering, meaning could be found. His experience is a chilling testament to the fact that while success can provide external validation, true purpose and resilience are forged in the fires of adversity. He didn't find meaning in what he had, but in what he chose to do with what he had left. His attitude, his inner freedom. Frankl's message is uncompromising. You have agency, even when everything is taken from you. You have the freedom to choose your response. Success rarely demands this level of radical choice. Failure demands it constantly. It asks you to define yourself not by external circumstances, but by your internal fortitude. Let me ask you another question. When faced with unavoidable suffering or setback, do you search for meaning within the experience, or do you solely lament the loss of what was? The answer reveals your capacity for resilience. Write this affirmation in the comment. I seek meaning in every experience, even pain. I choose my response with conscious intent. We often conflate failure with finality. Samuel Beckett's famous line, "Ever tried, ever failed." No matter. Try again, fail better, encapsulates a vital truth. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is an intrinsic part of the process. It's iterative. Each failure is a data point, a refinement, a chipping away of what doesn't work, revealing the core of what might. Success can often be a terminal point, a finishing line. Failure is an ongoing laboratory, a constant experiment. Brené Brown, in her groundbreaking work on vulnerability and shame, has shown that true courage is not the absence of fear or failure, but the willingness to lean into discomfort, to risk imperfection. When you avoid failure at all costs, you also avoid vulnerability, and in doing so, you stunt your capacity for genuine connection, innovation, and growth. Success, particularly unearned or unchallenged success, can breed arrogance and a false sense of security. Failure, conversely, is a powerful antidote to arrogance. It forces you to connect with your shared humanity, your shared fallibility. Here's another question for you. Are you willing to be imperfect, to fall, to stumble publicly in order to learn and grow? Or do you prioritize the flawless image above all else? Your answer determines your capacity for true courage. Write this affirmation. I embrace imperfection as a path to growth. I choose courage over comfort and image. The journey from rock bottom is not about immediate recovery or a swift return to normal. It's about reconstruction, a conscious and often agonizing process of re-evaluating priorities, discarding what is superficial and cultivating what is essential. This is where the profound lessons are embedded. When you lose everything, you gain clarity. You understand what truly matters, stripped of the distractions of acquisition, status, or external validation. Success can be a comfortable cage, blinding you to your true potential by offering just enough reward to keep you from venturing beyond your current limitations. Failure, however, shatters the bars of that cage. It forces you to confront the boundaries you've placed upon yourself, or those placed upon you by circumstance. It demands a radical redefinition of yourself. Ask yourself this question. What limiting beliefs or assumptions about yourself have been reinforced by your successes, and what opportunities for reinvention has failure presented? Be brutally honest with yourself. The failing forward philosophy is not about celebrating failure, no, but about extracting its invaluable wisdom. It's about developing an anti-fragile mindset, a concept introduced by Nassim Nicholas Taleb, where you don't just withstand shocks but actually get stronger from them. Success makes you fragile, susceptible to any deviation from your established path. Failure, particularly the kind that leads you to rock bottom, forces you to become anti-fragile. It builds resilience, adaptability, and an unshakable inner core. Think about the psychological freedom that comes from knowing you've faced your worst fears, endured your deepest losses, and still found a way to move forward. This isn't the fragile confidence of someone who has never been tested. It's the robust, battle-hardened conviction of someone who knows their own strength, because they've had to call upon it in the darkest hours. So, let go of the ingrained fear of rock bottom. Stop running from the lessons it holds. Understand that while success might offer temporary validation, it is failure in its raw, unfiltered brutality that provides the blueprint for true transformation. It is the teacher that strips away the superfluous, reveals the essential, and sculpts the unshakable self. It is the forge where genuine strength is hammered out. Do not just endure failure. Engage with it, interrogate it, extract its wisdom. Because the greatest victories are not those achieved without stumbling, but those forged in the aftermath of a fall, when you choose not just to stand up, but to stand up fundamentally changed, undeniably stronger and profoundly wiser. We are not ending this conversation with soft platitudes. We are demanding a reckoning. You have the blueprint for change, but the construction requires immediate, often painful, labor. I challenge you with this. Stop curating the false story of constant ascent. Stop seeking affirmation for who you were, and start building the foundation for who you must become. Take these actions. Action 1. I want you to name in stark, uncompromising terms your most significant recent failure. Not the setback you managed to cover up, but the one that truly humbled you, that cost you something vital. Write down the lesson it delivered, not the excuse you offered the world. If you can't name it, you haven't learned from it. Action 2. Take the energy you once spent running from failure, hiding your mistakes, or maintaining a fragile image of success, and immediately redirect that energy. Reinvest it into the weak link that your failure exposed. If you failed due to lack of discipline, commit to one non-negotiable, painful, daily ritual. If you failed due to arrogance, commit to finding the grace to listen, grow, and rebuild from the ashes of your own ego. This is not a suggestion for incremental improvement. This is a mandate for structural change. The time for soft introspection is over. The only way forward is through the fall. Stop waiting for life to hand you success. It will only make you soft. Start earning the resilience that only rock bottom can provide. In the words of Samuel Beckett, I ask you by all means, fail, try again. Fail, fail again, fail better. It is in the failing that you're forged, not in your victories, but in the heat of your setbacks. So, fail forward, into the place of your becoming. Thank you for joining me on this journey of introspection. Reflect deeply on these truths. Your greatest lessons often lie precisely where you least want to look.